What if the greatest escape artist in history was not only a master of escaping chains, locks, and impossible situations, but also a master of creating an illusion about himself? For decades, people watched Harry Houdini walk into locked boxes surrounded by handcuffs, ropes, and heavy chains. Moments later, he would appear free. Audiences believed they were witnessing something impossible. Some thought he had supernatural powers. Others believed he knew secrets that ordinary people could never understand. But the truth behind Houdini was even more fascinating. He was not a man with magical abilities. He was a man who understood locks, psychology, engineering, and human curiosity better than almost anyone alive. But there was another mystery behind him. The same man who spent his life exposing fake miracles created one of the greatest illusions of all, the legend of Harry Houdini. Today we uncover the real story behind the man who escaped from almost everything, except his own obsession with becoming unforgettable. Before we begin, like this video, subscribe to the Marrow of Time, and join us for more stories that reveal the truth behind history's greatest legends. The birth of Harry Houdini. Harry Houdini was born Erik Weisz on March 24, 1874, in Budapest, Hungary. When he was young, his family moved to the United States searching for a better life. But the American dream was not easy. His father struggled financially. And young Erik grew up knowing hardship and uncertainty. As a child, he became fascinated by performers, magicians, and entertainers. He quickly learned something important. People were not only amazed by what they saw, they were fascinated by what they could not explain. That curiosity became the foundation of his future career. As a teenager, Erik began performing small magic shows. Later, he adopted the stage name Harry Houdini, inspired by the famous French magician Jean-Yoni Robert Houdin. At first, success was difficult. Traditional magic acts were everywhere, and Houdini was just another struggling performer. Then he discovered something that would change his life. People were not only interested in watching tricks. They wanted to watch someone face danger. They wanted suspense. They wanted to ask, how can this man possibly escape? And Houdini found his answer. Escape? The man who created his own myth? Before Harry Houdini became a worldwide legend, he first had to create the image that people would remember. Houdini understood that talent alone was not enough to become famous. He knew that people connected with stories, and he became a master at creating his own. He built the image of a fearless man who could escape any challenge. But even his personal story became part of that image. Houdini was born Erik Weisz in Budapest, Hungary. However, throughout much of his career, he claimed that he was born on April 6, 1874, in Appleton, Wisconsin. This helped support the story of an American-born success story that audiences could connect with. Houdini carefully managed his publicity, worked with newspapers, challenged rivals, and protected his reputation. The man who spent his life exposing fake mysteries also understood how powerful a personal legend could be. His greatest illusion was not escaping from a locked box. It created the unforgettable legend of Harry Houdini. How Houdini really escaped. Many people who watched Houdini perform believed his escapes were impossible. Some even wondered if he had special powers. But the truth was far more interesting. Houdini's success came from knowledge, preparation, and careful planning. He spent years studying locks, handcuffs, chains, and different types of restraints. He learned how they worked and looked for the weaknesses that could help him escape. During his famous handcuff challenges, Houdini carefully examined the equipment and understood that every restraint had its own secrets. Some escape tools used in magic performances were specially prepared, often called gaffed equipment, which could appear normal while having hidden features. Houdini also used small concealed tools, such as picks or keys, and kept many of his exact methods secret. Stories about him using unusual methods to hide or recover tools became part of his mystery. He also trained himself to stay calm, control his breathing, and think clearly under pressure. The real secret behind Houdini was not magic or superhuman strength. It was understanding how things worked better than anyone else. The Handcuff King, one of the biggest moments in Houdini's career, came when he became famous as the King of Handcuffs. He began challenging police officers, locksmiths, and other people to test him by using their own handcuffs and restraints. The challenge was simple: lock him up, and see if he could escape. But Houdini's success was not only about opening locks. The real magic was in how he made people feel. He understood that audiences wanted more than just an escape. They wanted suspense, surprise, and the feeling that they were watching something impossible. Houdini would take his time during performances, building tension with every passing second. The longer it took, the more amazed and nervous the audience became. People were not just watching a man escape from handcuffs. They were watching a carefully created performance, and Houdini knew exactly how to keep them captivated. The dark side of Houdini's search for truth. Houdini is best remembered as an escape artist, but later in his life, he became involved in a very different kind of fight. After the death of his beloved mother, Houdini wanted to know if it was truly possible to communicate with the dead. Like many people who lose someone close, he searched for answers and hoped there might be a connection beyond life. However, as he investigated spiritualists and mediums, he became convinced that many were using tricks to fool grieving people. Houdini began exposing these methods. He studied their performances, recreated their techniques, and showed audiences how some so-called miracles could be explained through simple illusions and deception. But this mission became deeply personal for him. The man who built his career around mystery spent his final years trying to separate real truth from false claims. The friendship that turned into a battle. One of the most interesting parts of Harry Houdini's life was his friendship with Arthur Conan Doyle. At first, the two men respected each other and shared a close friendship, but over time their different beliefs created a deep conflict between them. Doyle strongly believed in spiritualism and thought that humans could receive messages from the spirit world. Houdini, however, was much more skeptical. After investigating many mediums, he believed that some people were using tricks to take advantage of those who were grieving. Their disagreements slowly damaged their friendship. Doyle even believed that Houdini might have real supernatural abilities, but was hiding the truth. Houdini completely rejected this idea and insisted that his escapes were based on skill and preparation, not magic. Their conflict became a powerful example of a struggle between faith and the search for proof. The final escape Houdini could not complete. In 1926, Harry Houdini was still performing for audiences around the world. But during his tour in Canada, an unexpected event changed the final days of his life. While backstage, a student asked Houdini if he was really strong enough to handle powerful punches to his stomach. Before Houdini could properly prepare himself, the student struck him several times. At first, Houdini did not think the incident had caused serious damage. However, he soon became very ill. Doctors later discovered that his appendix had ruptured, leading to a severe infection. Despite receiving medical treatment, Houdini passed away on October 31st, 1926, at the age of 52. The timing made his death even more memorable. The man who spent his life escaping dangerous situations could not escape this final challenge. His death became the last mystery in the story of a legendary performer. The final irony of Houdini's life, but Houdini's story did not completely end when he died. After his death in 1926, his wife Bess Houdini continued trying to find out if communication with the dead was possible. Before Houdini passed away, the couple had agreed on a secret code that could be used to prove if anyone was truly able to contact him. The idea was simple. If a medium could reveal the hidden message, it would be a sign that Houdini had returned with the answer. However, no one was ever able to provide the correct code. The situation created one of the biggest ironies of Houdini's life. A man who spent years exposing fake mediums and warning people about false spiritual claims became the person others tried to contact through seances after his death. His final mystery remained unsolved, the real legacy of Harry Houdini. Harry Houdini's story was never only about escaping from handcuffs, chains, or dangerous situations. It was about a man who understood people, created mystery, and turned every performance into something unforgettable. He showed the world that many things that look impossible often have hidden explanations behind them. But his life also revealed a deeper truth. Sometimes the biggest mystery is not the trick itself, but the person creating it. Houdini escaped countless restraints, but he also created a legend that lasted for generations. So, was Harry Houdini the greatest escape artist in history? Or was his greatest escape creating a version of himself that the world still remembers today? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the Marrow of Time, and join us for more unforgettable stories from history.